The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Your Vancouver Canucks survived Ilya Mikheyev and Connor Bedard. In fact, man, oh man, Mikheyev's a lot better than Bedard right now, isn't he? How is this happening, okay? Again, though, your Canucks, they beat the Blackhawks, and somehow we're going to bring up Mike Tyson as well. Why? Because we're here at the Don't Doze Art Lab, okay? And you're here on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People. We doing this, and that's giving you your Canucks every day. Yes, because it's Locked On Canucks. And man, oh man, I always say this. It feels as if I'm here every minute. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And one love to you and you and you and you and you and you. Not for always tuning in, but for always watching the games, man. For real. The most loyal sports fans in the world? I got to think so, okay? I was telling a friend who loves Vancouver, supposedly, allegedly, but doesn't watch hockey. And I told him the story, right? The Canucks have only been to the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs 3 times. They've been to the Final Four 3 times in like 50, well, what's the math? 79 years, a very long time. A fascinating story. Speaking of which, your Canucks. They beat the Blackhawks on this Saturday night, November 16th, 2024. Is this fascinating? I don't know, but a win's a win. And points are points. Some people, like me, my old self, right, the me of yesterday, wouldn't look at this win as a sign of resiliency. But I saw some things, especially in the last 40 minutes, okay? Speaking of which, can we get specific? Resiliency, right? Eric Brandstrom, Artur Shilovs, doing their thing. Let's start with Brandstrom. Looks bad on the Nick Foligno goal, okay? Nick Foligno looks like me. I've seen his head, and I've seen mine. Unbelievable. I hate head right now, okay? I really hate head. I'm balding. It's just... Anyways. Foligno makes Brandstrom look like, the Brandstrom that Ottawa let go of and Colorado waived? It gets destroyed by Foligno, leads to a Chicago goal by, man, oh man, Ilya Mikheyev. That guy. That starts things off, and I'm scared. I'm a little heartbroken. Why am I stressing out losing more hair over a game against the Chicago Blackhawks in the middle of November? Mikheyev producing a nightmare, possibly. But again, there's Eric Brandstrom. In my opinion, changing the game. Lays the boom. On Reichel? Is he related to Robert Reichel? Aging myself a lot on this episode. Anywho, Brandstrom does his thing in the middle of the ice, lays the boom, and also scores the game winner. Also, before scoring the game winner, is in the fight. We talked about the hit, but he's also in front of the net, drawing a penalty in front of Chicago's net, making moves, making plays, and ultimately playing not scared. For real. Okay, the Canucks lose 5-2 against the Islanders. Everyone plays bad, including Brandstrom, because again, everyone played bad. There's Brandstrom in the first period, being guilty on the first goal. Here's Brandstrom, right? Not too long ago, waived. Not too long ago, not qualified by Ottawa, a former first-round pick. There's a moment there where the pessimistic person in me is thinking, okay, maybe like he's going to struggle here. Okay, we've seen Susie struggle for games. We've seen Myers struggle for games. A lot of games. And maybe it's Brandstrom's turn, but I don't think so. Because look at how he bounced back. A really, really strong game. In fact, I'm happy he was guilty on the first goal. I got to see a new side in Eric Brandstrom. And I know, it's the Chicago Blackhawks. But if the people are correct, that's the same team that that's the same team that beat the Wild recently. Is that true? Again, you guys produced the show. Thanks for the comment. Philippion, okay? That's a great name. 10 out of 10. Unique. That is fresh. That is what the world needs. Also sounds like a Pokemon. Philippion, man. Again, an NHL team with Connor Bedard. Brandstrom did his thing against that team. And he did so with a lot of resiliency. Archer Shilovs. The Artie Party, right? Back in town. At Rogers Arena. I thought he was a lot. But ultimately, good enough to only allow one goal and do his thing. But again, a lot. Still a little shaky. I should actually say a lot shaky based on, it being a big moment for him, right? And the team needed good goaltending, and there he was, looking behind him a couple times. A goal almost goes in off his glove. Hey, I'm not being a hater. I'm the biggest Archer Shilovs fan. Okay, this guy gave me one of the greatest birthday gifts last year in my 31 and a half years of life. I love the dude. I might get married in Latvia, but I'm just saying, still a little shaky. But in the third period, when it matters, there were a couple moments where he showed up big. Hey, there was a moment in the second period, I believe, against Connor Bedard. Or was it the first? Made a big save. I hope that was enough of a performance for him to be confident, right? For him to not, have to doubt himself so much. Because, again, he's looking over his shoulder. He's squeezing his legs extra tight. He's still overthinking just a bit in the NHL. But, hey, a win's a win. And I think when you're making the comeback to, again, ultimately being yourself again, you can't be too hard on yourself. You got to take the little wins. And you got to have a brewski after this one, Archers. Okay, for real. Take the little wins, be accountable, and keep on growing. Shilovs. He does the most and beats the Chicago Blackhawks as well. Now let's get to your comments. Before we get to the other side of the show, we'll talk more about the game. And also, I want to talk about Mike Tyson, okay? And what I learned about the NHL by watching Tyson do his thing, okay? For real. That was unreal. This dude, I don't even know my grandpa, both of them, but this dude looked like my grandpa out there, okay? You know what I'm saying? Now let's get to the comments. Happy Jacks, okay? Starting things off with the scary first period, okay? Yeah, not the best first period, but yo, just use a lot of recency bias right now, okay? It's Saturday night. The Chicago Blackhawks, I heard this a lot on the pregame show over there on Sportsnet, right? Going into this game. What was it, the 9th or 8th best save percentage in hockey, right? Both their goalies playing really well, and the dude in the net did his thing. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try, okay? It's not that time. I don't got my glasses, but hey, he did his thing. And yeah, first period aside, a mediocre one at that, I thought we did our thing too. Obviously, you want to see more. You always want to see more, but they tried. They tried. In other games, against like similar caliber opponents, I think the Canucks, give us, 5 goals. And I know they got 4. They got 2 empty netters, but you know what I'm saying? That could have been an explosive night, quote unquote, for the Canucks. There were chances there. DeBrusk had how many? How many did DeBrusk have? Multiple. Hey, what if Miller wasn't always looking for Lekramaki, right? Maybe Miller could have held onto the puck and had a couple more chances for himself. But there he was, again, forcing the issue a lot to Lekramaki. I just feel as if, again, the Canucks, they did their thing, especially in the last 40 minutes. This could have been a more confident a victory via the box score, but Canucks fans should know. Just take this one, okay? The last 40 minutes was well deserved. Look at my aunt, okay? Never felt so meh about a win. I get it. I really do. You always want more. But I think we got to just understand this, okay? We're still the Canucks. Let me check my calendar, okay? Let me check my calendar and my watch. Dude, it wasn't that long ago, okay? I was like 30 and a half years old, and the Canucks were still, quote unquote, really, really uncertain, okay? We are what? 15, 16 months. We're 16 months away in the past, right? Way back when. And there we were, not really excited about the new season, not really excited about any hockey. Not even just scared, just bored, pessimistic, not confident in anyone involved, especially Rick Tocchet. I can only speak for myself and, again, a couple of the Canucks fans, but it was again, uncertain. So on that note, I just want to say I get the expectations are high, and the standard, quote unquote, should be higher. And there's this appetite to dominate. I'm there too, but at the same time, I'm also not gonna completely forget about a well-deserved win for a team that just started winning again. Stay humble, stay real. And it's a Saturday night, and the Canucks get beat the Blackhawks. Enjoy it. Hey, Trevor Baggs is joining us. He retired from reading his children nighttime stories. All right? You think the baby monitor is by Trevor's side? No, it isn't. Okay, he's got the Canucks on his mind. Going after the love of his life first. Okay, the Canucks. Anywho, how you doing? How are you enjoying your Saturday night with the fam? Also, can you appreciate this win at all? Because there's some people in the comments, bro, they want more. They want more. But I'm over here saying that a win's a win, and the points are the points. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's just the Blackhawks. Look, we said it on the show, right? You said it. So I know I missed the first 12 minutes here, but you said you didn't want to see a Canucks win. You wanted to see a dominant Canucks win. So you set the bar on Friday, man. So maybe that's why the people are riled up. And, look, coming into this game, not a lot of people know Arvid Soderblom, but he did have a .933 save percentage entering this game. He has performed like a good NHL goalie so far. Look, I think the Canucks do have another gear, right? It wasn't an A+ performance by any means, but I think to me the big takeaway is Elias Pettersson, man. We keep talking about it. Elias Pettersson looked like he's back, baby. And again,
he was moving like this all night today.
Elias Pettersson, man. Okay, Elias Pettersson, man. He went head to head with Connor Bedard tonight. In those minutes, the Canucks they had 16-1 in terms of shot attempts when Pettersson and Bedard were on the ice together. Outshot Bedard 7-0 when Pettersson and Bedard were on the ice together, and again got that one goal with Pettersson and Bedard on the ice together. Eric Brandstrom's game winner. Certainly not the hometown debut that Connor Bedard would have wanted, but man, there's something going there with. I'm not even going to say Jake DeBrusk as much. He kind of almost seems like a passenger for what Sherwood and Pettersson are doing. But that line tonight was easily the Canucks' best line, and Pettersson had moments where he's looking like a play driver, right? The puck behind the net, doing his thing, doing his dangles, drawing penalties, just being there on the power play too. Come on, Kyle, let's go, man. You said it. Let's go.
Trevor, you're right, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's okay. I know yesterday I demanded dominance. I know I did. And I know we won 4-1. People could look at the box score and say, yo, we scored 4 goals. 2 empty netters. People are not satisfied. Again, they wanted more. Maybe that's my fault. But also, I woke up this morning and I realized, yo, you got to be grateful, man. You got to move one step at a time. And we're still just the Canucks. A win's a win. And again, they played a hot goaltender. 930. The save percentage, that's like my media arts grade, man. That's something else. Unreal. Shout out Mr. Mitchell. All in all, a win's a win. And bro, if they faced any other goaltender, I think they would have lit the lamp. They would have done their thing. And on that Pettersson note, maybe we'll dive more deeper into this on the other side after some ads. But it's all about the process, okay? Now it's been multiple Saturdays in a row where like Pettersson's been this team's best player. He's been their best player. He's picking up points too. He could have had a little bit more. In fact, you want more from him. You want a lot more from him. There's still a need for him to be more aggressive and just be more himself. But he's warming up, and I don't think it's a fluke. So we'll talk more about that on the other side. If you guys comments about that, or you guys got comments about that. And I want to talk about Mike Tyson, man. Remind me to talk about Mike Tyson, okay? Anyways, who we shouting out?
That's a great question, man. I think we got it lined up right here, man. Let's shout out our friends over at... You know the deal, baby. If you're unemployed or if you're looking to hire, you need to use Indeed, okay? Because if they match better than Tinder, baby. They are your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data. And they got a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. So ditch that busy work. Sit back, relax, and scratch your what? Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed, they don't just help you hire faster, okay? 93% of employers agree that Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Indeed, they leverage over 140 million qualifications and preferences every damn day. And their matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Listeners of the show, you'll get a $75 sponsored job credit, wow, to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/lockedon. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this very podcast, Locked On Canucks. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. That's the wrong button, baby, but here's the right thing to do, and that's go check out FanDuel, okay? They are America's #1 sports book, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com today. You'll start with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. And make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks celebrating a win against Chicago. Bro, Trevor, you and I are old, man. You know, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Not too long ago, I was a loser. Dude, I'll take the win on the Saturday night. I really will. And I'm sorry. And Pettersson, again, warming up. That's a blessing. That's the progress. That's what the city wanted. And he is exactly doing just that. Trevor talked about him playing well with Sherwood and DeBrusk. I think he was 3 times better than each of those players, Trevor, for real tonight. He was that guy tonight.
Well, I think he was 4 times better than DeBrusk and twice as good as Sherwood. I'll put it that way. No,
Okay.
Sherwood's buzzing, man. Look, he had an assist. He had 5 hits tonight. I feel like the puck's on his lot. I just feel like Jake DeBrusk is a guy who's barely touching the puck. I mean, he picks up at least, 1 assist, right, on the goal that Brandstrom scored. But, Jake DeBrusk, Jake DeBrusk, I will give him credit. Like, when you look at the stat line tonight, he did have 4 high danger chances, 8 individual shot attempts on net. And that was just through 2 periods, not including what he did in the 3rd period. So he really is the benefactor of what Sherwood and Pettersson were doing. But in terms of who had the puck and who was making the plays, to me, it was Sherwood and Pettersson for most of the night.
Oh, yeah. DeBrusk could have had a couple goals. And, the puck was finding him more than he was, driving with the puck. If you catch my lingo, right? It was kind of one of those games, but hey, you got to be in the right spots. And again, he was there a couple times, couldn't finish. And you got to look at what he's been doing over the last 2 weeks, right? There's more highs than lows. There's more showcases of something more often than not. And I'm going to continue to just listen to the Boston people. And maybe that's illegal for somebody who went through 2011 and survived. If you want to talk about why I started balding early, I could, it's definitely that time in my life. Okay. Maybe if I got out all the anger during the riot, like if I was a participant, I would have saved some hair, but I'm loyal. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, I'm going to listen to the Boston Bruins fans. dude, there's so much inconsistency in this guy in the regular season. That's always been the case with him. There's also moments where fans get really, really, really discouraged at his lack of physicality as well for being a big, fast guy. Because again, we haven't seen that at all this season. But it comes in the playoffs. He knows when to activate it. I'm excited to see it. And if he can continue to just help Pettersson and give him a floor so he has support around him to, maintain possession in the offensive zone, so be it. That's the bare minimum, so be it, because it all really centers around him. Like, if we want to see the next layer of offense for this team, I think, again, you want the wingers, DeBruskin, et cetera, to do things. Maybe you want more from Sherwood. You want to, get similar offensive output from Joshua, while he's back. But the next layer comes from Pettersson evolving and matching JT Miller's output. Speaking of which, JT Miller, that was a badass game, bro. He played in a good way. He was borderline perfect. Like, he made a couple of JT Miller mistakes early on, but when he was going in the last 40 minutes again, that was vintage JT Miller.
Yeah, great game from him overall. I think that line, it was good, but it wasn't the Canucks' best line of the night. But I wanted to ask you this, Kyle. I mean, Jonathan Lekkerimäki on the first power play, and did the Canucks just fix their power play with the 20-year-old rookie?
Good question, but don't you want to see him where Garland is playing, or am I tripping? Like, is the bumper spot the best spot for him? I know it gives him another layer in the middle with a quick release, and he's able to, use that quick release more often than not. And you need to do that in tight areas, right? Especially in the middle of the ice on the power play as the bumper. But don't you want him to kind of have that Ovechkin spot? Just don't you want to see it? The hockey nerd in me wants to see that ASAP.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it. But it was interesting, right? He was in the bumper spot in the first power play, kind of was working down low more in the second power play, and then shake it up, man. Shake it up. Don't be predictable, man. It's just like when you're in the bedroom, man, you don't want to be predictable, and you don't want to be predictable on the power play either.
I'm predictable, man, right now. You know what I'm saying? Dude. No, I got to spice it up, but I'm drinking less. You do the math, okay? It's hard to. Where am I going? Kama Sutra. Stick to my roots. Be a Hindu. Where are we going with this? The comments? Can we get to the comments, Matt? Trevor, can you it's just hockey, okay? Anyways, SK93, Lek Ramaki looked great today. I think he played better against the Chicago Blackhawks team. I think, you want the whole team to play well, and you look at these games and you're like, oh, where's the dominance? We want more. You got to take the little wins, man. Lek Ramaki's still very, very young, still very, very light, and Chicago's not the best team, but it was a base for Lek Ramaki to have ease in his third game. His third game. It's a good thing, and you got to look at the minor wins. Okay, look at Jason saying Pettersson is definitely back. What's happened, man? Pettersson's second in the team in goals, bro. He's something else right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, not saying much when your leader is Pius Suter with 5 goals and Brock Besser injured as well, but it's something for Pettersson. And look, I pointed this out about a week ago, but you look at the expected goals numbers right now, and Pettersson, again, he had a rough first 5 games of the season, but since then, every single game the Canucks have played, Pettersson has had a positive expected goals differential. The Canucks are controlling play with Pettersson on the ice, both defensively and offensively. Over that time span, he's 4th in the NHL in terms of expected goals. So the offense hasn't been there to the same extent, but the defensive game, the floor has absolutely been there. And he does have, 5 goals and 8 points in his last 11 games. So not the production you necessarily expect. I think we all know there's another gear there, but I think the point I'm trying to make is that I think he's going to get more and more chances, right? Over those 11 games, I think early on in that San Jose game stands out to me. He was just bobbling the puck and making bad plays, but the puck was always in the offensive zone. But you're starting to see Pettersson get his mojo back, man. I don't know what happened. He finished watching the Austin Powers movie.
He deleted social media, or he watched Austin Powers. Who knows? 2 great answers, Trevor Bags, coming from us. That's why people are here at Locked On Canucks. Apparently, he deleted social media. And dude, Quinn Hughes is reading books like he's the master of the book club. And now Elias Pettersson is deleting social media. Are these guys heroes? You know what I'm saying? It's like Spider-Man, Batman type energy right here. See what I'm saying there? The leaders, okay? And these two, when they play at their best, and I'm so excited to see Pettersson warm up. Again, it was a case last week when we didn't win. Okay, last Saturday, people disappointed, like some people are today. But if Pettersson's making a lot of progress, that's worth so much more than 2 points and more than just a win in November. Speaking of which, the Canucks, they won 4-1 today, and they play tomorrow. You want more? You get it. Okay. The Predators tomorrow. That is going to be something else. Speaking of a Predator, well, wait, hold up. Okay, I don't know if I can use. Hold up. No, wait. No. Don't even play nobody. No. 'Cause I was going to say, Mike Tyson. I want to bring him up, but he's not. The word Predator just has a different meaning. Okay, it's a hockey team. It's Okay.
I got you.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, but just Mike Tyson in general, man. I was thinking a lot, watching him play, watching him fight. Sorry, and looking like my grandpa. I never met my grandpa, but again, I felt like I was watching my grandpa fight. I feel like the empathy in me. I've been reading a lot of books about love. Like I was like, dude, this is not right. This is not right. It's like somebody should get in there and just save the man. All in all, how could I not think about the NHL when watching anything to do with fighting? And because when we talk about the game growing more, and again, the Canucks won, blah blah blah. But Trevor, let's nerd out here, okay? We talk about the game growing more. Like, is it really going to be because of Connor Bedard and Connor McDavid and all that stuff, or is it just going to be because fighting is going to be prominent again in the NHL? I feel as if I don't want to say the game needs it, but it not going away is actually so good for the exposure of the game. Because again, you think Bedard and McDavid, the league don't have the personality, but it has something that sports fans just quote unquote love, right? They have the first sport in the world ingrained in their sport, and that's a fight. All in all, take it away. Like, what do you think the future of fighting is like in hockey, or just the immediacy of that thing? Like what place does it hold in the game right now?
Yeah, I think fighting's kind of leveled off. I think it's at a rate that we're probably going to continue to see for some time here. And if you want to look at the stats over the last full NHL seasons, I mean, kind of early on in the 2010s, it was like 400 to 500. Even the 2010-2011 season had 645 fights, right? And then we got to a point later in the 2010s where the fights were around like 280 a season in 2017-18, 226 in 2018-19. And then obviously a few shortened seasons. And now we've kind of leveled out around like 300-ish fights a season. 331 in 2021-22, 334 in 22-23, 311 in 23-24. So Kyle, I think we've kind of hit a point in fighting where the enforcers are now out of the game, but there's still fights happening, right?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is twofold. Guys like Bedard are absolutely going to change the NHL. Like if you watch a 10-year-old play hockey nowadays, 10-year-olds are learning skills training. NHL guys weren't even practicing skills training back in the day. So I think, Bedard is going to change the game, and that generation is going to change the game. But there's always going to be a place for fighters and not enforcers, but fighters in hockey, because it's a physical game. It gets nasty out there. And sometimes I think much like we're always going to complain about politicians and police, and we're always going to complain about referees as well. So there's always going to be that element of, well, the ref isn't doing the job, so I need to police the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things I often talk about because I just love hockey so much. Again, I slept on bed sheets every night that said the coolest game on earth, right? And it was littered with the NHL logo. And I just want everyone watching hockey. Don't get me wrong, like the McDavids and the Bedards and the Quinn Hugheses, the Cale Makars, the Nathan McKinnons, like the level of athleticism they show daily and at a level of consistency that's, again, if not unmatched, it's compared to, like, again, the best athletes in North America. But I truly believe they play the hardest sport. And yet they make it look so graceful, and it's cool. It's sexy. You could show that off, but I still kind of believe that the thing that's going to get hockey on the map sooner, whatever that means, or just grows it even more, is it just, again, I'm thinking about fighting so much. And you remember that fight with Brendan Dillon and Gadjevich? Some Canucks relation there, some Surrey connection as well. I look at that and I'm like, whoa, this is pound for pound great fighting. Some of the best fighting in sport. And I feel as if that sport just in general is not going anywhere. And again, call me an asshole. It's hard for me not to watch boxing and think about hockey. Okay, it is what it is. Did you watch the fight?
I did watch the fight, and I was so disappointed by it. I didn't watch it live. I was so disappointed by it, and it was predictable, obviously, that I went back and watched the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight. And that's real fighting, man. That was
Oh, that
unbelievable
was
stuff.
crazy.
So
That was
if
crazy.
you skipped and only watched Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, go back and watch Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano. I mean, that was just like jaw-dropping, goosebumps, unreal stuff right there. I mean, whew, oh my God. I felt like there's a lot of times in life I feel like a little biatch, but watching those two fight made me feel very small and insignificant, that's for sure.
No, they killed it, man. They're again just athletic performance and endurance and confidence and brutality. What? Okay, we're human race. We gotta read books, man. See, look what's happening. Watch one fight, and then we watched against Serrano, and what was the other lady's name?
Katie Taylor.
Taylor, the head butter. That was funny as hell. Okay, crazy, man. Fighting is just read books. Read books. Anything else you want to say about this game? Oh, last question. Connor Bedard, like, people are going to be hating on him. No goals in 10 games. And, like, he played so bad today in front of all his family and friends. It's like, dude, Trevor, please be patient with him, okay? Because sometimes the hockey in me wants to talk a lot of trash because it's just fun. And it's like, oh, what's going on? Maybe he's not a generational talent. How? We did a great job by picking Rick Tocchet over Connor Bedard. We made the right decision, okay? Because that's still close to me. But you know what? Holding the West Coast bias and taking care of your neighbors, I still believe in the guy. It's just the way it is. It's a slow start playing for a really shitty team. Like, that's one of the worst teams in hockey, hands down. And they've been so bad ever since he's gotten there. He's only been there for a short time, but they're so bad.
Well, Kyle, I think this is a good point to end the show because I want maybe this will be a segment because I do kind of want to point out the comment of the night here on the Locked On Canucks podcast. All right, and I'm giving it to NuckFan77. He says you could see in his play tonight that Bedard wants to be a Canuck so bad. And what are we at now? I think it's 2031 where Connor Bedard can become a UFA and join his hometown, Vancouver Canucks. Maybe the Canucks might just very well have a cup by then. But man, oh man, Connor Bedard becoming a Canuck one day could certainly happen, especially he's playing for a sad sack Chicago Blackhawks franchise that never, ever deserves to win a Stanley Cup again.
Straight up. And, Chicago Blackhawks team, bro, like, the world is healing. The world's got to do its work. And maybe there's some karma. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chicago, there could be a lot of losing there. Straight up. Just what it is, right? You got to pay for your actions. Hey, when I told my friend, I started the episode with this, my friend was talking about the Vancouver Canucks because he's like a Vancouver historian, but he doesn't pay attention to hockey. So he's a fake Vancouver historian, straight up, a fake journalist. Come on. Look, covering the city, you don't know anything about the Vancouver Canucks. But I told him, I don't know if I should get slapped for this, but when he's like, yo, why haven't the Canucks done anything in 50 plus years? Like, that's crazy. I'm just like, dude, we did almost burn down our city twice over a hockey game. Like, you got to pay for that, And at the end of the day, look, Quinn Hughes reading books, the captain, Elias Pettersson deleting social media. That's the type of leadership that can reverse the karma because it's just a game. You know what I'm saying? So we got to lead the world. And Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. Do you have the round of applause? Come on, man. We have the greatest two leaders in sport right now, okay? Talk to your parents. Talk to your loved ones. Talk to your friends. Be nice to each other. And did I say read books and delete social media or use it less? I did. That's what happened this Saturday night. Unbelievable, man. What a great Canucks are winning the Stanley Cup, man.
The Canucks are winning the Stanley Cup, and man, we got you covered here for all of that here on Locked On Canucks. Shout out to everyone, whether you're an everydayer or a first-time listener. We appreciate the hell out of you for tuning into Locked On Canucks. And Kyle, man, oh man, we might be back doing this tomorrow, eh? Canucks and Preds, 7 p.m., Rogers Arena. A much stiffer contest, although the Predators have not been good this season, but they'll be hungry to prove something against the team that knocked them out of playoff contention last season. So Canucks, get your rest tonight. Don't celebrate too hard because they'll be back tomorrow, and we'll likely be back tomorrow too here on Locked On Canucks.
Wow, dude, it's my parents' anniversary. Celebrate. We're gonna go out with the fam tomorrow, and it's a beautiful time. There's a hockey game on. It's like, how can I not think about my parents and the time they made love to make me? Like, I wouldn't be here without my parents. It's life crazy, man. So shout out the love, man. Shout out the love. You see what, like, when the Canucks win on a Saturday night, I just feel good. Everything makes sense. Where am I going with this? Out of here, man. Hit the like button, subscribe. Trevor Becks, thank you, man. Go Canucks, go. Love life, okay? We won a game. Peace.